Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk English, the podcast where we have real conversations with real opinions using real, natural English. If you're learning English and tired of the boring textbook stuff, you're in the right place. In today's episode, we're diving into a juicy one. Can you stay friends with your ex? Some people say yes. It's mature, it's healthy, it works. Others say absolutely not. It's messy, it's confusing, and someone always catches feelings again. So we're having a full-on English conversation about it. Casual, unscripted, and packed with real-life expressions that'll help you sound more natural when you speak. Whether you're here to learn English through real conversation, improve your listening skills, or you just love relationship debates, you'll want to stick around for this one. Let's get into it. So I saw this post earlier. Someone said they're still best mates with their ex. They go out for lunch, text every day, proper friendship and all that. What do you reckon?
Honestly, I think that's a terrible idea. I don't get how people manage that. It's like, you broke up for a reason, right? Why keep them around?
But not every breakup is messy, James. Sometimes it's mutual. You realise you're better off as friends, and that's it. Doesn't mean you have to delete them from your life.
Maybe I'm just old school, but once it's over, it's over. I think keeping an ex around just opens doors that are better left shut.
I get that, but think about it. This person used to be a huge part of your life. You shared things, grew together. Just binning them like rubbish feels a bit harsh.
It's not binning them, it's just moving on. Completely. And you can't fully move on if you're still hanging out with your ex. There's always going to be some kind of weird energy.
Depends on the people, though. I'm still friends with Dan. Remember him?
Oh, your uni boyfriend?
Yeah. We broke up ages ago, stayed in touch. We chat now and then, nothing dodgy. He's in a serious relationship now, and so am I. It's chill.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. If I were your boyfriend, I'd be thinking, why is she still chatting to a guy she used to sleep with? That's not nothing, Soph.
I see your point, but it's not like that. You can care about someone platonically, especially if you've had time to let all the feelings die down.
Maybe in theory. But in reality, feelings don't just switch off. Even if you're over it, how do you know he is?
Because we've talked about it. We both know it wouldn't work out romantically. We like who we are now, not who we were back then.
But what about your partner? Does he know you're still in touch with Dan?
Of course he does. I don't hide anything. He's met him actually.
Really? Blimey. That's brave. I don't think I could sit across the table from a guy who used to kiss my girlfriend.
It wasn't awkward at all. They got on. Dan's practically like a cousin at this point.
Nah, see, that's where I draw the line. My ex isn't becoming part of the family. Imagine bringing her to Sunday lunch like, this is my ex, but we're totally just mates. My mum would have a fit.
Maybe your mum's just old-fashioned.
Or maybe she's just got common sense. Look, it's about emotional space, right? Why keep your past tangled in your present?
But why pretend it never existed? You can learn from it, grow from it, and still keep it as part of your life in a healthy way.
You can learn from it, but at a distance. Being friends with your ex is like quitting chocolate but keeping it in the cupboard, just in case. One bad day, and boom, you're back in trouble.
That's such a dramatic analogy.
It's true, though. People don't always know they still have feelings until they get that "Hey stranger" text at 1 a.m.
Fair. But again, not everyone is like that. Some people genuinely grow apart romantically but still get along as people.
So let me ask you this. If your current boyfriend suddenly said, "I want to be best friends with his ex," how would you feel?
I'd be fine with it, as long as there's honesty, boundaries and respect. I'm not the jealous type.
Not even a little bit? What if they were texting every day, going out to dinner alone?
Okay, maybe dinner alone would feel a bit much. But texting, that's not a big deal. Depends what they're talking about.
Exactly. It's always just texting until someone gets too comfortable. Before you know it, you're the third wheel in your own relationship.
That's why communication matters. If you and your partner have proper trust, none of that becomes an issue.
I don't know. Maybe I've just seen too many messy situations. The friendly ex becomes a backup plan or a shoulder to cry on during a rough patch. It never ends well.
Some people do use their ex as an emotional crutch. I won't deny that. But that doesn't mean every friendship with an ex is doomed.
True. I'm sure there are exceptions. But for the average person, I think it's playing with fire. Safer to just walk away and start fresh.
You know what I think it comes down to?
Go on.
Emotional maturity. If you're still emotionally tied up in your past, then yeah, being friends with your ex will just mess you up. But if you've healed, grown, and genuinely moved on, it can work.
That's a big if, though. And you've got to trust that the other person is in the same emotional place too.
Agreed. It takes two grounded, self-aware people. But I'd rather that than pretend people from my past never existed.
Fair play. I think we're just wired differently, you and me. I prefer clean breaks. Start fresh. No confusion. No extra baggage.
And I respect that. But don't be surprised if one day you bump into me grabbing coffee with Dan again.
As long as I'm not invited, I'll survive.
Deal. Right? Enough from us. We've clearly got different views on this, but now we want to hear from you.
Yeah, drop a comment below. Do you think it's possible to stay friends with your ex? Or is it just asking for trouble?
And don't just say yes or no. Tell us why. Have you done it before? Did it work? Or did it all go completely sideways?
We love seeing your takes on these things. Honestly, half the fun is hearing the real-life stories. Everyone's got one.
Also, if you're learning English, these kinds of chats are gold. This is how people actually speak. Real phrases, real opinions, and all the messy little bits in between.
Exactly. Not textbook stuff. Just proper, everyday English you'd hear in a pub, on the bus, or at work.
So get involved. Let us know what you think, and let's keep the conversation going.
Cheers for sticking around. And don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed the chat.
We'll see you in the comments.